away from. As I say, continue to move forward. Self-confidence begets great achievement. You cannot imagine a successful person with lacking self-confidence. That the wonderful thing is this, and I learned this from a very great man recently, is that if you persist until you succeed in a goal that is important to you, and you complete it like a degree in school, or you wrap up a sale, or you make a career successful, you plug into your subconscious mind a success pattern. And in the subconscious mind, running on the basis of inertia, attempt to adjust your words, actions, and feelings to duplicate that success pattern. And that's why they say nothing succeeds like success. And once you've been successful, you have a pattern set down, which will enable you to apply that pattern to another part of your work to be successful in that. And the more you succeed, the more this pattern of success is reinforced. And you finally reach the point where it's impossible for you to fail if you succeed enough times, because you will have within you a self-adjusting mechanism that will guarantee your success. Behave confidently, as Dorothea Brande wrote in 1935 in her wonderful book, Wake Up and Live. She said, the key to success is this. She said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams, act as though it were impossible to fail. Go confidently in the dreams and act as though it were impossible to fail. And this brings us to the most important part, if I can just summarize in 1 minute. It is this, is that your true beliefs are only and always expressed in your actions. It is not what you say or what you intend that tells what you believe, but only what you do. Your actions are always the true measure. And the interesting thing that we've learned in behavioral psychology is this, that if you do not feel self-confident, courageous, consistent, like concentrating, clear, and so on, if you don't feel like it, and most of us start off not feeling like it, if you will act the part, if you will pretend as though you have the quality already, the feelings will generate the actions, and the actions will generate the feelings. That if you will act, walk, talk, and live by the same principles and do the same things that successful men and women do, even if you doubt yourself in the initial stages, eventually you will come to the point where you actually feel to the bottom of your soul like a successful, positive, confident, cheerful, optimistic, unstoppable human being.
I don't know who this is, but he's got some good information. Some of it, whatever. But I was just impressed with what he was talking about, and so I been listening to it on and off throughout the day. Anyway, hi everybody. My name is Isla Brock. This is Most Things Hypnosis, and we're live at 5. Yes, this is live. I don't pre-record this particular show. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I believe, that I'm in a play. It's the Norma Conquest. It's a comic parody off the 1950 film Sunset Boulevard. So if you've ever seen Sunset Boulevard, this kind of a little more, well, some of it embellished, but some of it's true, some of it's not, but it is comedy. It's playing here in Visalia for 3 weeks, starting September 15th for 3 weekends. And I'm playing Kitty Carlisle in the first act, and I'm playing Nancy Reagan in the third act. And got some twists and turns and some interesting stuff. And at the very least, you'll see me, doing a foxtrot. You'll see me in a stage fight. I get to do my first stage fight. It'll be kind of fun. Excuse me. I feel a sneeze coming. Anyway, but today's show, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, there's so many things I can do. But one of the things I want to get through, and I do have to go to rehearsal tonight, but I want to, we're going to talk about clarity. And it kind of came from, I made some notes from what this author was, this guy was talking earlier. And if I get his name, I'll add it to the comments on the YouTube channel, because they don't put his name on the recording. And I'm listening to this app. It's called Pep Talk, and they got all kinds of categories for fitness, motivation, confidence, whatever. They got tons of categories for you to listen to. And it's kind of cool because some of the stuff in there is pretty good. I mean, I like some of the authors that I'm familiar with. Brian Tracy is one of my top favorite. He's got a good perspective, if you will, on goal setting. He's got this whole program, the ultimate goal setting and stuff. And this guy also had some interesting comments on goal setting. with his clarity. And I thought, well, this is kind of where I want to start, because he spent a while talking about clarity, and I just, took a bunch of notes, and I'm just going to go over my notes, and maybe they'll resonate with some of us. One of the things that I get to do is help people. I get to help people with the changes that they're looking for. People often ask in a session or afterwards or whatever about my belief system and what I believe and how I believe. You know what? In this instance, when the client is here, it has nothing to do with my own personal belief system. It does have everything to do with my client in front of me, who I get to help with their belief system and getting them where they want to go. That's what I get to do. And I love it. And I love it when they come back, a month later, a week later, 6 months, 2 years, and they remember how much fun it was and how much change that they were able to accomplish in the process. Some come back and they have these added, they have all these extra sessions and they don't know what to do with them. And that's okay. I've got plans. They're like, their issues have been resolved and now they're fine. So I just get to take them on therapeutic journeys, just fun path of nature kind of thing where they get to have a good time. That said, as I clear this, okay. So what I'd like to do is we're going to talk about clarity. I was going to do a but first, but I can't seem to find the but first. I forget which phone it's on and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know what phone it's on. Well, okay, I'll do this one. All right. This is something many of us have already heard. First of all, you've had bottles of water, right? I don't do bottles of water in the office anymore. I have a water cooler. Bottle of water can be, well, at Costco, they've been 25 cents. That bottle of water is 25 cents. It's not a bad thing. It's 25 cents. You can take that same bottle of water and go to the supermarket and it's 50 cents. And then go to the gym and that same bottle of water is $2. If you go to the movies, they say $3, but I think it's more like $4 or $5 now. If you get a bottle of water on an airplane, they should give it to you for free. It's about $6 or more, but it's the same water. The only thing that's changed in any of those situations is the venue, and the value has been placed on the venue. So the next time you feel worth nothing, which you are worth something, maybe I suggest that you change your venue. You're not in the wrong place, just not in a place that's going to help you feel value and security and all that other stuff. So highly recommend change your venue, and then you can change your value as well. Okay, let's get on with clarity, because there's people coming to my office, they're renting it out, and I got rehearsal. Man, it's such a busy life and I love it. I'm having a good time. So we'll just keep on going. So qualities of success can be predictable if you follow a routine of just a routine of goals, etc. Okay. One of the things that I've learned and I've been doing, I'm still working through it and getting all the nuances for myself going forward, is clarity in the just what I want to do next with my practice here in Visalia. Clarity, starting point of all success is gaining clarity of what you want. I've mentioned before in past, I'm sorry, there's a sneeze coming up. My apologies. But there's the thing that I've taught before, it's called SMART goals, SMART. S is for specific, M is measurable, A is achievable, R is realistic or reasonable, and T is for a timetable, a time element. So when I'm writing out a SMART goal, I always go with the specific thing that I want. And I get very specific. I mean, detail after detail after detail. And then the next one, I jump to the T. When do I want this accomplished? So now I've got the S and the T accomplished. And that could take you an hour, it could take you a couple of days. You decide, whatever those specifics are. And then you can go into the MAR part where how are you going to measure your success in this timetable, in this specific goal that you're setting for yourself? Is it reasonable? Are you what you're asking yourself? So let's say you make $80,000 a year and you're going to want to do 300,000 next year, going from 80,000 to 300,000 next year. Is it impossible? No, it is possible, but you have to decide what that means. It's not just going to be handed to you and no one's just going to call you up and say, hey, here's a big old raise, come and get it. No, 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 no. You have to write down that goal, earning 350 or 300,000 the end of 2025. Great. And that's not a bad goal, but is it reasonable? Well, it could be, but you got to let go of some stuff in order to make it reasonable. How do you think you can achieve $300,000 in a year gross revenue? How do you think you can do that? Write down all the ways, whether they're crazy or silly or whatever it is, write down all the ways that you can possibly achieve that kind of goal. Just write them all down. And then you have a list now of how to achieve it or possibilities of things that might help you achieve it. If it's $300,000, and that's no easy ticket. If you're only working if you're working a 40-hour a week job, I did that wrong. 300,000 divided by 2,080. You need to make $144 an hour times 280. Yeah, you need to make about $144, $145 an hour to achieve that kind of a goal, 40 hours a week. Now, typically, people who are making 300,000 aren't an hourly rate. They're typically a salaried rate, but that's neither here nor there. So, SMART goal: specific, measurable, achievable, reasonable, or realistic, and timetabled. Okay, always have clarity, very detailed clarity of what your goal is. It's real important. And this guy that I was listening to today, and if I get his name, I'll let you know. 5% know where they are going. So the other 95%, they have no sense of where they're going. What is it they want to do? And I was part of that 95%. I'm part of the 5% that knows where she's going. But now that I'm here, I may be part of that 95%. What am I doing with it? How am I moving forward? Always moving forward. Move forward, move forward. So if you don't have clear, specific goals for your life, you're doomed to work for people who do. Now, I own my own business, and I hope I never have to go back to working for somebody. Maybe I do, and I will probably be the best employee they've ever had, just because now that I've owned my own business, I know the expectation, kind of thing, what's going on, maturity and just, just learning and setting aside my own agenda. But if you don't have clear goals, you'll be working for somebody that has clear goals and that you're helping their bottom line. 80% of our country in America here is run by small business owners. So just putting it out there, folks. And what they did, there is a criteria to determine what a small business owner is. I'm so sorry. It feels like I'm going to sneeze. I don't know if it's under 500 employees. I don't remember what constitutes a small business. I'm definitely a small business. I'm just me. If you don't have a clear, specific goal in your life or for your life, then you will be doomed to work for those that do have clear goals. Decisiveness. People have what's sometimes called decision paralysis. Which bread to buy, which gas station to go to, what car to do. I mean, they spend so much time trying to make a decision, the simplest decisions. Is it red or should I go blue? Is it this? Is it this? And when I didn't have decision paralysis, I had decision fetish, where how I want my office set up. And it's definitely evolved. And I think I have it set the way it's going to be. It's just going to be like this. I have specific reasons where my desk is, where my client chairs are, where my lamps are. Well, I do need to add more lamps. Where my tables are set, I have just a specific reason why everything is where, and it took me a while because I have always had the reasons why, just wherever I set my office up, it wasn't matching my reasons. So I kept moving my office until it matched my reasons why I had it the way it is. Because I have a specific strategy in mind when I'm setting up my office for my hypnotherapy practice. So when you have decision paralysis, is it because you're afraid to make a mistake? I'm sorry, I just feel the things. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Mistakes are how we learn. So what? You make a mistake. Guess what comes on after the mistake? Learning. You've learned something and now you can move on. You're a different person than before you made the decision in the first place. So don't ever be afraid to make a decision. Even if it might be the wrong one, what to do. So what? At the end of the decision, at the end of the whatever, you emerge a different person. And maybe you needed to make that wrong decision because of the connections you gain on the other side of it. You don't know that. So in order to have that kind of a clarity in your own head, learn to make the decisions, just make decisions and own them. No, it's the wrong decision. Okay, but what did you learn? The guy that started Starbucks, nobody believed that people would be willing to buy a $5 cup of coffee. And he got 242 times he looked for investors. 217 of those were people that told him it's crazy or no, that it wasn't never going to happen. So he just looked at all of them as ways not to do it. How can I make this? Whatever. He really believed that he could sell people on a $5 cup of coffee. Guess what? He did. And now other branches of coffee companies are coming out. We have this one out here in Visalia, and maybe they're in other places. I think it's called Dutch Brothers, and that line is always long. So there's a local Facebook page here in town, and I've asked, what's the deal with this Dutch Brothers coffee? And some people are like, it's like crack, it's good, it's, whatever. So it's like, so just take that inside. So coffee's the thing, invest in coffee. No, just kidding. Be decisive, make a decision of what you're doing, and then move forward. Be specific. The habit of indecisiveness, you have a habit. When you're not able to make decisions because you've created the habit of indecision. So start creating a habit of making it. And maybe it's just one little thing. When you find yourself hesitant, bite the bullet and just make it the decision. If you need help, give me a call and I will help you. Help you create new habits. And another book you might consider is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Very good book on just creating new habit systems for yourself. Okay, practice the skill of making decisions. I said that. And just start, like I said, start small. Maybe failure happens, and it's not really failure. All it is feedback. All of it's feedback. Feedback will help you. The more you start to make decisions, the more decisions you start to make properly. And then it becomes easy because you're now moving in a direction that allows you to, okay, you gain confidence. That decision was a good decision in this one. And so you're gaining the clarity of your own decision making. This guy says 80% of all decisions should be made the first time they come up. Right now. Well, sometimes you have to think about them. I mean, if it's a big money decision or whatever, it's probably helpful to think about a decision, but make a decision to make a right decision. No, not always. Oh, and then in those 80% that when immediately it comes up, maybe it isn't the right decision, but you made a decision. That's the point of this one. You made the decision. So just go with the flow, make it work or change it. That's the power of, where we get to live here. Let's see, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Who thought of that? What is my vision, my true vision for my company, Central Valley Hypnotherapy? What is my vision for it? I see this as a wellness center, but I need to define what that is for me. I need to really look at all the aspects of how I can make that happen. I got to get a sign on the front, at a little one, but want a big sign. So maybe that's my first step. I don't know. I have to look at what my priorities are and then work on those priorities on a daily basis, even if it's just a little bit. But my vision for my company is to become a place where people can come and be helped. People need to be helped, and they want to be helped. And here's the thing with what I get to do, and lawyers get to do this too. We see people, and I'm not talking about just hypnotherapists and lawyers, but anybody who's in a world of any kind of therapy or counseling. People call us because we're the last resort, and we see them at their absolute worst. But the blessing is we get to see them when they get to their absolute best. And you see them soaring and growing and just becoming something amazing. I don't know what my hypnotherapist thinks about me right now. I mean, it's years since I've seen him or talked to him, but a lot of his clients don't become hypnotherapists. I don't know how many have. I've probably had about 5 of my clients start hypnotherapy college and have become, they have their own private practice, and I'm here to help, whatever. But it's that, the prediction of the future, your vision for your place. What is it? Okay. Am I focusing on the results of my vision or on the activities? Being clear of what I want to do to achieve it. Don't be efficient of what doesn't need to be done. Okay, so you have a whole list of things that need to be done, but there's a list of things in that list. These things don't need to be done. Like, I've already created my business card. I don't need to recreate it. I'm done. It's an insignificant piece of propaganda. And all I do, like the last time I updated it, I needed to get some more. So I got a couple thousand and took the address off. So now I can just order them as I need. I don't have to worry about any changes unless I'm going to change the back of them with what it says here. And that would take me, 10 minutes. So I don't need to go through and rebuild the business card. I am building a brochure. Now that's going to take me time. It's not a priority item though. So as I, maybe sitting there watching TV or something, I got my laptop in my hand, I can be working on that, being efficient in an activity to help me gain the results I desire. Focusing on my results is letting people know who I am and where I'm at and what I do. I have a car magnet and I've put it back here in my office because I didn't want it on another car that I was driving. So now I have a car that I can drive, and hopefully over the weekend, I'll locate them and I will put them on my car so people as I drive around can see my my practice and who I am and what I do and where I'm at. And it's just a real short little, my name, quit smoking, reduce anxiety, lose weight, whatever, phone number. Very simple, something that people could see as they drove by. Okay, what results are expected of me personally? And then since I'm a one-man show or woman show, I'm actually the one that creates the results or hire people in to help me with those results. And looking at what your production is. My production of what? How many clients do I help? How do I measure my success? Is it my bank account? You know what? That is still out on the jury. It was, how do you measure the success of therapy? Because my job really is to work myself out of a job with every client. And I know there's business coaches out there that are going to say, don't say that. Yeah, I know. I'm also a new business coach. I help people when they're first starting a business, and I give them some, just some sage advice, things that I've learned. And then, just like the first 6 months, they can hire me out to help them with their brand new business and what it is they need to do, how to get started, what to do, where to go. I'm a resource for that, and can help them out. We avoid the hard and necessary. Short-term gain for long-term pain. Don't be such in a hurry. There is hard work involved, but what's interesting? I said that, but I'm like, I love what I do. At the end of the day, I could have seen a half a dozen clients, phone calls, done the reading and the research and the whatever else I do. And at the end of I get home and I feel like I haven't worked at all. And it's like daily. It's like that. It's not, it's like, this is the best job. I love what I get to do. It doesn't feel like work to me. I can be here, and it's like all of a sudden now I've been here 12 hours. Well, let's see. I've been here 10 hours, over almost 10 and a half hours so far. And I'm like, it doesn't feel like 10 hours at all. And I did run home and eat lunch to come back, but it doesn't feel like I've been here since 7 o'clock. It's like, I just have had the best time today, just doing my job. I didn't even take a nap. Was reading earlier, and I myself, so I got up and started working on my lines. I got to memorize those. Okay. So don't think of, you don't need speed, but you need expediency. You don't need expediency don't forsake accuracy for speed. It's a very important concept. Let the speed of what you do don't hinder what you're doing, but just because you want to get through it. Be accurate, make sure it's a good job, and get it done, even if you need to spend a little extra time on it. Okay. Let's see. I don't think it makes any difference. I don't think it makes any difference, but I do know that you shouldn't forsake accuracy for speed. So get the job done, do it right, even if it takes a little extra time. Look at your day-to-day routine. Write it down. What is your day-to-day routine that you have, that you go through daily? How you wake up? What is it you do? Do you have a routine? Preaching to the choir here. I don't have an actual routine. I kind of have a routine. I'm working on a routine. So I just need to, and I'm going to, a client actually helped me today with an idea. So I'm going to maybe implement that as part of my routine. Writing your goals daily down clearly, just writing all your goals down, and the most important ones. You just write the same ones over and over and over again every single day. And it's like, it just sets your tone for the day too. It's a kind of a Brian Tracy trait too. Write your goals down and then write down the goals again tomorrow. He suggests 100 goals. Now, if you have 5 strong goals that you want to accomplish, just write those 5 goals with 4 or 5 bullet points for each one. And let's do that every day. Make sure maybe the bullet points change every day, but just keep doing it and then move forward. What did you do on that list to accomplish what you did on that list? And the other thing I thought was a really good question to ask yourself is, what did I do to achieve my goals today? What, it's a valid question. You've got your goals written down. You're going to start a business or whatever, and you want to buy a house, or what did you do to achieve your goals today? And then work towards that answer, if you will. And if you didn't, find out what it is and write down for tomorrow. Decision. Writing daily creates a frequency. And how do you I'm going to the bad news. I don't care about bad news. Now, bad news is bad news is bad news. But anyway, so that's a little bit on clarity of goal setting. It's kind of just a very fresh way to look at it. I do have to go because there's people coming into my office here in a minute, and I want to receive them and go to rehearsal. You all take care. I'll be back next week. I have a guest that's hopefully will come on next week. She's going to be talking about sound therapy either next week or the week after. I don't know yet, but I'll pinch in there. And then if you're in the Visalia area, you want to go see a great play, Ice House Theater. We open September 15th, called The Norma Conquest. And it's not starring me, but I am in it in 2 different parts that I'm playing, Kitty Carlisle and Nancy Reagan. So anyway, y'all take care. Have a great weekend ahead. For those of you that are hunters, dove season starts tomorrow. Take care, and Isla out. Till next week, I'll be in touch. This is Isla Brock, certified hypnotherapist with Most Things Hypnosis. I'm in the Central Valley of California, and my company name is Central Valley Hypnotherapy, and you can reach me at my email.